BlueMetric is mission-ready water. We are world-class experts solving our clients' most challenging environmental problems. BlueMetric provides a full range of environmental consulting services supported by bespoke engineering solutions for emergency, self-contained, and permanent water systems, and is always mission-ready with a full range of in-house support. There is no successful mission without water. We are proud to partner with Atlantic Canadian Industries. We are mission-ready water.
Welcome to Maritech 2024. My name is Hannah. I'm with BlueMetric Environmental. We are sponsoring the Thought Leader with Gale Force Winds today, and I'm lucky enough to be here with Laurie from Genoa. Laurie, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and your role with the company?
Sure. Laurie Balan, I'm the Executive Vice President of Design and Consulting for Genoa Design International. It's all a big mouthful. I lead all of our teams that basically deliver anything to our customers. So we do shipbuilding in all of North America. Genoa started out going on 30 years, and a lot of the work we did back then was for the U.S. Shipbuilding industry. And of course, as NSS came on board and Canada shipbuilding, got reinvigorated, Genoa got its first contract with CIMarE on the west coast of Canada, and we've really grown a lot. Grown up, really, we say, under their growth and leadership under the National Shipbuilding Strategy. And we've really been their partner almost the whole time. So what we do at Genoa, we like to say we build the digital ship. So we do all of the modeling inside the 3D model of what the physical vessel will look like. So you can visualize everything that's going to work and everything that maybe needs to be modified so that it can really be buildable when it reaches the production floor. So then from there we create the production packages for the shipyard, and they take those and they build the physical ship. The physical replica.
So when you hand off that template, are you still involved in the project at all?
Yeah, so typically we get involved. I don't know if you're familiar with the design spiral, but generally it's a phase from concept through basic functional design, detailed design, production design, and then build. So we come in around the detailed design phase towards the end of the functional design, so we can work closely with the functional design teams, make sure that the functional design itself, the design that basically aligns with class and meets class requirements, we hand over, we'll say, in that phase, and then we do all the detailed, everything from handrails to cable trays, wires, everything then that needs to be fitted through the ship for it to be built and become operational. So then we work through alongside and at the shipyard. We have a lot of our team members are with the shipyard right through to the end of the build, and sometimes even through tests and trials depending on what project it is. But yeah, we support because even when you do the detailed design in the 3D model, there's still always changes that need to be made at the waterfront, whether it be a materials issue or a design change that needs to happen in situ. So we have a smaller team, but we're right through with the customer through the end phase. And of course, the biggest value in our minds at Genoa that the digital ship brings is the value that it can bring through the life of the vessel. So at some point, all of the ships that get built also become in service and need to be maintained through the life of the vessel. So if you have a digital asset that you can work with to help through the maintenance and the operations and all the refits and life extensions and everything else that need to
Yes,
happen
yes.
once the vessel's in service, that value becomes that much more utilized
Absolutely.
for the life of the vessel.
There was a lot of talk at Ship Tech. I don't know if you were there a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
They were talking a lot about the digital twin. Do you do a lot of that for companies? And
So I would say our digital ship is the foundation of the digital twin. There's a lot of discussion how a digital twin can be utilized in so many different aspects, from training to to maintenance, to monitoring of all of the data and operations of the vessel throughout. So the ship that we build, the digital ship, is really the foundation for anything else that could potentially plug into that later in life.
Very cool.
Later in the life of the vessel, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with Genoa?
This is my 5th year with Genoa. Yeah.
Great.
I started in 2020.
Okay.
Just before the pandemic hit, of course. So it was. You would think it would be a strange time to come into a company as the leader of the design team. But I was, in my previous career, I had worked with a company that was across Canada as their director of engineering. So I worked with them as their leader of the design teams across their offices. So I was used to that.
Yep.
Remote work environment, or at least leading teams through.
And for a digital company, it kind of comes natural to be able to do all of that stuff.
Yeah, probably the biggest challenge with us wasn't leading teams remotely. It was more about you can imagine how data heavy those digital ship models are. So it was getting all of the technology set up for people to be able to
access that data,
to be able to work remotely from wherever they were in the pandemic. So and now we're in the reverse mode, going back to the office and getting everybody back to
seeing people for the first time.
Different culture. Yeah.
And can you speak a little bit about, you're kind of in a senior leadership role, and I know Gina from last night's diversity panel, she's the CEO of the company. Can you speak about like the women in leadership positions at Genoa and sort of the culture there in that regard?
Yeah, for sure. So even on the panel last night itself, we had one of our senior technical managers from Genoa. And we're really fortunate. If you were to look through our design team, many of our technical managers are female leaders, and they're very strong female leaders who thrive really in an environment that maybe is otherwise scary at times in terms of the shipbuilding industry. And that, of course, that culture is promoted from the top with a female CEO, and encouraging diversity panels, inclusion in our own office, but also speaking about the important elements, like she said last night, making it just a little bit uncomfortable, because sometimes the things that we really need to talk about are uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And we had another senior director here today who did, our director of HR, she led a great presentation on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging as well. So it's
great.
Near and dear to our hearts.
The conversation is ongoing here, and it kind of set the stage for the whole event. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's, they have a breath of fresh air being able to come into this conference, and I do belong here, and I do deserve to be here. So that's great.
That's wonderful to hear. When Gina and Glenn organized also with Victoria Belbin from Acada, agreed to kind of lead that panel. One of our visions was that room has to be full, and it has to be full not just with women.
Absolutely.
Right? We wanted it, while it was the female side of diversity was what we were talking about, while there's many other sides of diversity, of course, but you can only talk about so much in one panel.
Bite-sized chunks at a time.
Absolutely. So our vision was to have a full room of not just ourselves, but of our allies in the industry, and we were so pleased to see so many of our male allies along with us, and together, the females and the males leaving the room will take the message and hopefully take it to those who weren't there.
Absolutely, yes. Well, thank you so much, Laurie. It was a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
BlueMetric is your partner and works with Atlantic Canadian industries and organizations who are concerned about the water health of our planet and the people who inhabit it in an environmentally and culturally sensitive manner. BlueMetric joins the growing number of like-minded, innovative Atlantic Canadian companies who are changing the environmental landscape for the globe in a world-class way. World-class experts solving our clients' most challenging environmental problems. We are mission ready.